Hello and welcome. I've got my coffee. I hope you have yours, because we're going to look at some flowers. And there's a lot to look at. Now this is raw footage and it's going to get hot in here because I had to turn off the air conditioner or you couldn't hear me. But we're going to start with the king of the jungle, the elephant in the room. No kidding. So take a sip of your coffee. And I'm going to show you what's here. So this is raw footage. I've not even cleaned these guys. I just pulled them off the shelf, and they're, as you can see, they're covered in dog hair. So we've got Tiger here, who just never stops growing. He's got all his flowers, and this guy, they come out bluer on the camera than they actually are. And this guy over here is more of a purple color, but again, they're coming out blue. They're kind of a violet, if you were looking at them. But you see, these are both Tiger. I got this one from Linden Lion. I got this one on eBay. I bid on a leaf pot. The one from Linden Lion grows a lot faster. And I just gave this guy a haircut, or he would be a foot wider. I mean, he just does not quit growing. And you see, I've got him on a training ring. And he's just out of control. I'm trying to design something in my head because the leaves hang over the edge and they get damaged once they get beyond the training ring. This one is just beautiful pink. They both have their attributes. This one is greener. They're both gorgeous. This one would probably be a little larger if I hadn't recently, taken his leaves back. And then we've got Sugar Plum Dream, and I had one with more intense purple, but it had less variegation. See the lovely variegation? It's just gorgeous. And I accidentally pinched the crown. It zippered. It was all over with. I got rid of it. I ordered another one. This one has better leaf color, but not as intense of flowers. And it just shows you how, look at these two tigers, how different. One's green, one's more pink, Okay, this is Elk Ivory. And at first glance, this was kind of an unassuming plant, but I just want to tell you that the sum of all of its parts, these crispy, it's kind of like a brown beige crispy edge. It just adds to the beauty of this plant because the pink in the leaves match the pink in the flowers, and it has quickly become one of my favorites. As you could tell, I've got it right next to my Tiger. Two animals, Tiger, Elk Ivory, So this here, we all know who this is. I don't even have to tell you. And if I had a larger ring, I could grow them bigger. But I just took a foot off of him because they were just falling over the edge of the ring and breaking. And he has the most beautiful crowns. Whoops. As you can see, he's just gorgeous. And if you guys want to see me repot this guy, let me know in the comments, because I have not repotted any of these plants in a year. They are in desperate need of a repot and a partial decap. I prefer the partial decaps because when you do a full decap, they're in a cloche for some time. That is my Rose Bouquet, sad to say. She's alive. I set 4 of her leaves. They're growing new plants. We'll see what happens. This is my Hunter's Slippery When Wet, and I gave the original plant to my doctor for the doctor's office, and I kept the baby. And again, they're all, I'll show you in a minute. Look how tall Seductress is. This plant was big and wide last time he was on camera, and now he's just getting tall. And over here, this is Key Lime Treat. Watch this. This isn't the pot. This is the plant. They have such long necks that they're like bobbleheads. And the flowers on Seductress are just stunning, along with the leaf color. And this is Cajun's Blueberry Hill, and the fantasy in these flowers is just to die for. And then we've got another favorite of mine, which is Love Struck. I'm going to give you a close-up of these flowers. They have fantasy puff in them with a pretty purple edge and then a deeper colored inside. This is a large grower, and I can't find rings over 12-13 inches, so I'm still trying to come up with something. This is my Anne, and I had a second one that I regret getting rid of. The second one was larger, came from Linden Lion. This one I got from Appalachian Violets, and it's very pretty, but I don't know, maybe she just needs a repot, you know, so that she'll get bigger. She's beautiful though, and we've been through a journey together. I got her March 1st of last year, and she arrived dead. And I just took the stem and got it to sprout, and here she is today. And then we've got PowWow, of course, one of my favorites. Look at those true red flowers. You don't find a lot of red violets that are true red. And her rosette, her leaves, she's just flawless. I love, love, love this plant. And by the way, to give you an idea of how big these things are, look at my hand against them. Here's Tiger. Do you see how big that plant is with my hand? I mean, they're huge. They're good. I think Tiger's 20 inches across. Same with Happy Harold. He's got to be at least 20 inches across. They're huge. And then this is Key Lime Treat. And she has beautiful yellow peachy leaves. And she's in full bloom. But you see, long neck. So I'm going to move you straight up to show you my Lacy Lass, because this is what I'm dealing with. That's actually one of the shorter ones. She's not even touching her ring. I gave her a haircut. See, there's her flowers. She's one of my favorites. I just took some huge leaves off of her, but you see how big those leaves are. And she's just a standard, but she behaves like a large grower. And then right here we've got Lion's Private Dancer, and those flowers are just beautiful. And the pink. And then this is a new baby joining my collection, and this is Optimara Friendship. And the flowers are just beautiful. And then we've got Carolina's Elegant Affair, and these guys are just filthy. I have not swept them off. They need a bath. They need a repot. It's got to happen soon or I'm going to lose them. So, beautiful flowers. And I did get this one. This is one of my other favorite ones. No flowers. Vat Dark Wine. Successful decap, but I did a partial. They do better when I do a partial. Here's another one that I just love, and you'd have to see this plant in person to appreciate those colors. It's almost like sherbet in the center, and look at the leaves. They're just stunning. I will always, always own this plant. It's just absolutely stunning. And then we've got Harmony's Little Stinker, another one of my favorites. I love the Chimera leaves. Look at the color on them. They're just beautiful. With these beautiful blue flowers. I got that one on a deal, and I got it from Do Violet, and quite a few people went on the website to buy them, and she was up to double what I paid. I think I just got lucky, because I paid like $40 for it, and it's like $90 or something now, and I would not spend $90 on a violet. But I will say that everybody else wanted over $100 for it, so I just got lucky. And then we've got Wrangler's Boot Stompin'. I better move along because this camera cuts out on me if I don't like go in and out. This is Bowmont, who almost died on me. And I had to restart that from a leaf. And we've got Shining Bluebell, Chimera. We've got Hunter's Credence, Watermelon Snow, my Eva, and she starts out with these big leaves and then they downsize real quick. So I don't know what's up with that. I set one of her leaves and I got a very light lavender plant. And then down here we've got Bubblegum Charm and Kay's Fiesta Lady. Again, you know, the leaves are beautiful, see, or the flowers. They've got the fantasy, but it's the leaf color that did me in. I had to have the plant based just on that leaf color. And then we've got Ness Crinkle Blue, who's just about done with her bloom cycle. And I never divided up the leaf pot. And this is Ethel's Wild Side with its lovely fantasy flowers. And it's supposed to be a variegated, and she's just starting to show some color, see, now that she's maturing, but she's been solid green since the day I got her last year. This is a mosaic leaf called Harmony's Genetic Blush, and it's just a very unique violet and very pretty. And I love the soft pink flowers. This is Vat Star Race. He is a lovely variegated violet with these stunning flowers. And he finished a blooming cycle recently and is just starting back up. And then we've got Sagittarius Elite. And it's got lovely flowers. Let me see if I can bend this one around. Very pretty plant. And then Elk Ivory, which is one of my favorites. I just love these blooms. And this plant I am getting ready to decap. This is Wrangler Swinging Blues. Has the most beautiful blue flowers, but not blooming right now. And Good Deeds over in the Nil Abdokia, just starting to bloom again, back in the corner. Okay, up to the next shelf. We've got Harmony's Mustang Sally. And this one has, you know, just regular green leaves. They do have a red back. See? But the flowers. These little pink paracels with fantasy. Let me see if you could see that. Beautiful, beautiful with little rippled edges to the flowers. And then we've got Cajun's Royal Knockout. And Fisherman's Paradise, who's gotten a haircut recently and badly needs a repot. Maes Frogland. And this is A Day in April. These flowers. She's got just, you know, she's kind of got leaves like Lacy Lass, you know, Ripley. They kind of look like girl leaves. See? If I were to show you the inside of them, they're very belated. But the flowers, let me block that light. Let me pull her out. Very beautiful flowers. And then this is my Chimera that I set the Poduncle on and got a Chimera flower. And she used to be half green, and now she's gone all dark green. She used to be half light green with the Chimeras. And I don't know if you could see this, but she's got like mosaic leaves. They're all mosaic. See that? So she's got mosaic leaves and Chimera flowers. Whoa, I don't want to knock her over. It needs a decap. She's ready to fall over. And here's her baby. And this is This, by the way, is Arctic Frost, and that's not what Arctic Frost is supposed to look like. And I used to get white flowers, but now I set the Poduncle, and I got these Chimera flowers, but it's also producing blue. And the Poduncle gave me 2 plants, and here's the other plant. It's the dark green, and it's giving me that mosaic leaf again. See? Multicolored leaves. And then we've got Just Jeff, which has mosaic leaves, and Max Scorching Sun. And that's the whole collection. And I used to have twice as many, but I'm sure you're all aware that I was battling powdery mildew. And in case this camera cuts out, I apologize, but I don't have editing software to splice anything together anyway, so I was almost ready to give up my violets because every time I went to water them, they were covered in mildew year-round. And by accident, I got this crazy idea that, you know, women treat themselves with probiotics, so I decided to spray BTI, Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis, directly on the leaves. Now, it doesn't kill the mildew. My neem spray with baking soda kills the mildew. Got it off. But it would be back a week later. And so after I got them all cleaned, I washed them down, hosed them down, and then I inoculated them, spraying BTI directly on the leaves. And guess what? No more powdery mildew. Not on the flowers, not on the leaves, nowhere. I soaked them with BTI. Now, I don't know what the long-term repercussions are of using BTI. All I know is it was so life-altering to not be dealing with the powdery mildew that I literally cried. And each week, it's been 3 months now I've been using it. And the plants have never been healthier. And there's still some scorched leaves. See this? That's what's left from constantly scrubbing the leaves. You kind of see that scorched area from my baking soda treatment. And the baking soda is just caustic to them. So I found that the BTI does not get rid of the mildew. It just stopped it from coming back. So now I inoculate everything coming through the door. I have no more mildew anywhere in my house. I never had mildew in the house itself, but I mean the plants. All the plants are healthy, and since I started the BTI, not one outbreak of powdery mildew. Now, I'm not saying, hey people, this is what you use. Maybe, who knows, in 6 months my plants could die from it. I don't know. I was desperate because I was about ready to give them up. So I gave it a try. I mean, women take probiotics, so I decided to inoculate the plants. And thus far, you know, mosquito bits have saved my collection by watering both the soil and spraying the plant down with it. And here we are, and I've not had to treat them again since. I may have to down the road, but right now they're all staying healthy. Well, thank you for joining me, everyone. I really appreciate you coming to join me and look at these plants before I chop them way back and repot. And I will keep you posted, and I might film Happy Harold and Tiger's repot, because I've never repotted a violet this big, so this could be quite comical. So I hope you join me for the repot of these 2 plants. And I hope to see you soon. And thanks for watching.